Hello and welcome to the latest update for Scotland from the Met Office. The northwest-southeast divide in the weather continues as we begin the weekend. We're going to see further blustery showers across much of northern Scotland, perhaps a few into Argyll, but many of them affecting the Western Isles into Caithness, Sutherland and the Northern Isles. Some heavy downpours through the night. Increasingly, they will be more confined towards the northwest, where it will be increasingly windy, and with that wind affecting many places, of course, it will stir up the air enough so that it will be generally frost-free as we begin the weekend. Temperatures not dipping much below 6 or 7 Celsius. But it will be a bit breezy out there, and in fact, although we are some distance now from areas of low pressure, they're still going to exert an influence. So the storm track has shifted north. We've got higher pressure across southern parts of the UK, but you can see still tightly packed isobars, especially as this dangling cold front shifts southwards, and that's going to bring a swathe of 60 and perhaps in one or two spots 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, mostly very exposed northwestern coasts and some northwestern hills as well, seeing the gustiest of the winds. But it's going to be blustery across Scotland first thing. Further showers or longer spells of rain in the northwest. Increasingly through the morning, the rain will be focused to the northwest of the Great Glen, and actually there'll be plenty of dry and bright weather to the south and the east of that. Some sunny spells. This is the picture at lunchtime, and you can see scope for brightness through the central belt into Fife, Aberdeenshire and so on. There will be some patchy cloud around, particularly over the hills, but the thickest cloud will be in that northwestern part of Scotland, with strong winds continuing into the afternoon and bouts of rain. It will turn damp once again into the west by the end of the afternoon, but it stays largely dry in the east and the south throughout the day. It stays breezy, typically temperatures of 9 or 10 Celsius, perhaps 11 or 12 in one or two spots, but certainly a lot of cloud cover about as we end Saturday, especially in the west and the north, and that cloud becoming extensive, the wind picking up further into Saturday night, and as you can see, outbreaks of rain pushing into central and western parts for a time during Saturday evening. By the end of the night, the rain will be more confined once again to the far north, drier elsewhere, although we begin Sunday with some patchy rain and drizzle over the southern uplands, the highlands, the Grampians, with a lot of low cloud around. The cloud will thin and break by the afternoon, and as you can see, once again, early afternoon, looking reasonable for much of Scotland. Some brightness, although there will be a lot of cloud again, and the best of any brightness will be towards the east and the northeast. But by this stage, we've got more persistent rain heading once again into the west, and that will spread more widely by the end of the afternoon, just avoiding the far south and southeast. But otherwise, it's turning damp everywhere, and it's increasingly windy as well. Sunday is expected to be more widely a windy day across Scotland. Could cause some issues to do with the A9 and so on, but it's also going to turn wetter. However, before that rain arrives, we could see some reasonably high temperatures. We're looking at fairly widely 11 or 12 Celsius, but in some spots, for example, the Northwest Highlands or the Moray Coast, well, it could get up to 14 Celsius or so, perhaps 15 degrees. If it got up to 15 degrees, it would be the warmest day of the year so far. But by the time the wind and the rain turn up later in the afternoon, it's not going to feel very pleasant, even if it is technically mild for the time of year. Much more on our YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe to that. But for now, that's all from me. Bye-bye.